everyone. Welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan,
And I'm Meg.
and today we're back with more Dr. Stone. We're talking about episode 37, New World Map.
Yeah, this is season 3, episode 1.
Can't believe we
Uh,
made it.
I know it feels like came too quick. But we have been doing this. We started in April, so
I mean, I guess it feels weird
mm,
to us though because the last season just started airing and now we're to the season before that. So
yeah. Honestly, I kind of feel like we just finished watching this season.
I know.
So
I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I liked it when it first came out, so it's great to come back and watch it again.
yeah, so summary of the episode. While continuing to use the hot air balloon to search for the oil, it's decided that Ishigami Village needs to take up agriculture to prevent future food shortages, as well as to produce preserved food for their upcoming sea voyage.
Yep, and this would be manga chapter 90, New World, and 91, Need Bread, Start with Wheat.
That's a fun chapter title.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's like some saying in Japan that has something to do with that, because I don't know, when the chapter started with like a image of Senku with it kind of looks like the gingerbread man, but it's like a bread boy instead. So if you need bread, just start with wheat. And I'm wondering if there's some kind of like version of the gingerbread man in Japan where it's not gingerbread but just bread. I don't know.
hmm Sorry, I was just Googling it quick to see if I would come up, but there's nothing except for if you want to make Hokkaido milk bread. Lots of recipes for that. Or just
I
Japanese
think
milk bread.
I think within the episode Senku said something, like when life gets gives you lemons, you make lemonade. He said something like that, except when life gives you wheat, make bread. Or he said something funny. I don't know.
So maybe it's just like a play
Yeah.
on. Anyway, okay. Google sh search was fruitless. Okay, well, I don't think we have anything at the top of the episode that I can think of. Boring week.
Not boring, just
A normal week.
yeah.
All right, let's get into it then. This episode, it starts where the special episode ended, where they are arriving in their hot air balloon to Ishigami Village, and all the old people and the children who stayed behind are like very happy to see them. Um,
I saw you
it was,
melt.
I know it was so cute. Like all the kids were like, "Hi, Senku," and like, "Play with us, play with us." It's so adorable. And he's like, "Not right now."
But
Uh,
later.
yeah, which implies that he does play with them,
Aww.
right?
That's actually so no, that's so perfect because he's the village chief. I mean, but he's also still kind of a kid. I mean, he's getting older now, but he's what, like 18? Almost 18 at this point?
Because he came out of the stone when he was like 15.
Yep, and then a year passed. And
And
then he spent another birthday in Ishigami Village. So he's at
so he's
least
like,
17.
yeah, I would say he's probably 17.
All right, yeah.
But in during this
During this
season,
season he
he
will be
turns,
18.
yeah, yeah. Whenever we see Winter, then
Yes.
he turns 18. Because his birthday is what, the 3rd or something? January 3rd? Um, we just celebrated it not that long ago. Yeah, their hot air balloon works, so now they need to search for oil. And they also, the village is like celebrating their victory over the Tsukasa Empire. And they're like, time for a great meal. And then it's all like fish. And
Fish salad, fish platters, fish soup, grilled fish, and then there was like one that said fish something. Like
yep,
miscellaneous.
yep. And the villagers are like super excited, and Ryusui's like disgusting.
I need some real food now.
hmm And just one detail about the scene is that I didn't notice it in the last season, but Jasper and Turquoise stayed behind in the village to like watch over everyone.
That's
I don't
probably
know if
smart.
I don't think they like made a note of that, but I guess like I never saw them in the last season. But yeah, no, it makes
That's
sense.
true.
Like someone that's not a child or an elderly person should
Gotta have
probably be
somebody
there.
to guard them, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, now it's time for them to make their map. And Kohaku, Senku, and Ryusui go up in the hot air balloon. And they switched out Kohaku and Chrome is because Kohaku's got her sharp eyes. And Ukyo and Chrome are on the ground,
Yeah.
scouting the land.
In the manga, it's really cute because Kohaku, this is her first time up in the balloon and she's all excited. And in the manga, Senku says, "It's cute to see our mighty lioness acting as playful as a kitten, but get back to work."
They're like scouting the land from the ground and from the air. And they're like marking out landscape and Chrome and Ukyo. Well, actually, it's really Ryusui spots the goats, and then they Ukyo gets one.
Yeah,
Um,
I appreciate how Ukyo, I don't know, I like well, people in real life, but like characters in shows kind of showing remorse for having to kill an animal, even if it is for survival. But Ukyo promises not to let the meat go to waste, and I was like, that's good because I mean, we have to take life to keep living in terms of like plants and animals, but it's always important to respect nature, especially when you're reviving humanity and you don't want to, come out corrupt.
mhm. I feel like I would be more like Ryusui, like, haha, kill
Food.
the goats.
I feel like
No, I
I'm not
know.
I'm not big into fish and I'd probably get sick of it real quick.
I'd be very happy for some goat meat. I don't know if I've ever eaten goat. I've had like goat.
Well, I've had lamb. Does that kind of count? I know they're two different things, but maybe they
And
taste similar.
no, I have no idea if they taste similar, but that doesn't count having goat meat. I can't think of like I've never even heard of something like a dish that has goat meat in it. Hmm. Okay, anyway, Googling it.
Costco. Ooh, goat meat recipes. Uh, Jamaican goat curry, goat meat stew. I knew there'd be some kind of stew. Tacos. You can use it in tacos. So, I mean, like, gyros use lamb, so maybe you can
Mm-hmm.
substitute that. Karahi gosht, whatever that is. Uh, Jollof with goat meat. Don't know if I'm pronouncing any of these. Goat leg, stewed goat, roasted goat, goat chili. Man, okay, there's a lot. Huh.
Hmm.
I think it's more popular in other countries, though.
Yeah, that would make sense.
These don't look half bad, though. Hmm.
Getting distracted by
Yeah.
food.
Ooh, goat burgers. Okay, never mind.
Okay,
I
next we're gonna have to have a goat meat review episode.
no.
I'm
Okay,
making a
I actually I would be
goat
kind of
burger.
sad. It would be kind of sad though, because I actually really like goats. Like I
Yeah,
helped.
they're like so cute.
Yeah, I helped one of
Yeah.
my friends back when I worked at a summer camp. She was like the mini farm, director, the farmer, taking care of all the animals. I went down one morning to help her feed them, and we were feeding the lambs and the goats, and they had little baby bottles with milk in it. And I went to the lambs, and those things are so dumb. I was holding the bottle right in front of their faces, and their mouths are going nom 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 to the side, like, where is it? Where is it? And they're trying to suck my hand, and I was like, it's right here, and I'm like shoving it into their mouths. And then I get to the goats, and they take it and they suck it down really fast, and they bleat at me happily and scamper around my legs, and I love them so much.
See, I think there's a difference though between a baby goat, or I think they're called kids, and like
Oh, yeah.
adult goats.
But these ones were
Babies
like
are cute. The adults are
they can be mean too, but these ones were like already miniatures, so they're gonna stay that
Mm.
size their whole lives. And they're so precious, and they got itty bitty horns and itty bitty hooves.
Anyway, yeah, so now the villagers get their first taste of goat and they're like totally in love. And I liked Ryusui's like I don't know, I think in the last episode you're like unsure about him and then you kind of warm up to him and then like it starts again where you're like, I don't know about this guy in this episode. But I think this scene kind of solidified to me like, oh,
Yeah.
he is a good guy.
Well, he
When
shows concern for
yeah,
people.
well he's basically like I want everything like and he's like talking about like providing for everyone, kind of like I want everything so that everyone can be taken care of. And like what I don't remember exactly what he said, but it reminded me a lot of Greenling in Full Metal
Yes.
Alchemist Brotherhood. Especially you it's funny because you just sent me that scene where Greed is like talking about it. He's like greed. People always think greed is a bad thing, but it's not because everybody wants something, and that's not
Yeah. There's a
the things
difference
that you want aren't always
between
bad.
there's a difference between avarice and ambition. And I'm sure we talked more about that when we covered Brotherhood. But I think I actually did compare Gridling to Ryusui because that was like we talked about like Ryusui, we'll get to this later, but he has this saying of like greed equals justice or something, and I know that'll come up in the next episode, but like yeah, I think Breedling is of the same mindset. Like I want it all, but so I can enjoy it all with the people I care about.
Yeah. So Ryusui, good in my book. Uh, and they keep discovering resources. They find foxtail millet, which is what
Tohaku says it's golden foxtail, but it's actually wheat.
yes. Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, they find wheat and they're Senku's like, all right, time to do some agriculture to basically keep up with the growing population. They need to make their own food.
Yeah. They're gonna make some bread, which I hope can be our next experiment, because that actually sounds like it could work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Senku mentions in the manga that basically what he's aiming to make for their sea voyage is hardtack. If you don't know what that is, it's like a thicker version of a cracker. It keeps for a very long time. They used it in for rations in the Civil War. And I actually made some one time for an extra credit project in high school. My friend came over to my house and we baked some and handed it out to the kids in our class the next day. And most of them had to throw it away because it is kind of nasty, even if you put salt on it. I would say if Senku wants to take that across the ocean, he's gonna have to bring a lot of salt and, well, I guess you could get it from the seawater, but maybe some kind of preserved like jam or something to spread on it. I did eat a whole square of it and it is very filling. It's dense, but yeah, it was kind of like eating cardboard.
Mm. Yeah, that's always what I imagine it to be like. That's what I thought he was talking about, but he never actually said it in the anime.
hmm I mean, I guess it's not the most horrendous thing ever that you could eat, but you definitely would
No.
get sick of it after like a week.
So now it's on to farming. The gorilla team, which is back at their, I don't think they have a name for their other base, but where they're building their ship.
Yes.
The gorilla team is put on farming duty, and everybody's working super hard to get the land ready and plant the seeds. And Gen is being Gen. Yuzuriha like makes a one straw hat and she is like, here guys, I made this to, keep the sun out of your eyes and protect you. And Gen is like, this is the crown for the king of farming. that motivates some people to work harder, but no one can keep up with Taiju. He honestly like as soon as I think the first time we watched this, like as soon as the gorilla team started farming, I was like, oh, Taiju's gonna be great at this because it's like hard labor but not violent, and it's just like perfect for him. Um, and we also learn a little tidbit that he is an orphan. Um,
Yeah, it was mentioned earlier in the manga, and I think I brought it up way back when, but this is the first time in the anime that we're hearing that. So Taiju is working super hard so that other people have the chance to be reunited with their families if they can find the statues and revive them, which is so sweet because he's like, I'm never gonna get that, but I want to make sure other people do.
uh, best boy.
Yeah.
Uh, and Taiju is Taiju. He was like sprinkling like the crushed seashells on his fields, and he grew crops, but nobody else did, or at least Magma and Yo didn't. And it turns out he was changing the pH of his soil. I think he said it was more neutral,
Yeah, because
from acidic to
Senku,
neutral.
I was impressed with Taiju because he remembered something Senku said a long time ago about
Mm-hmm.
like, oh yeah, seashells can also be used, like calcium carbonate can be used for farming and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, let me try it out. And he just happened to, you know, get a plot of land where he balanced out the pH and
Mm-hmm.
Senku's just like, awesome, man. Now we don't have to keep trying and testing. Like you did it.
Yep. It's probably a good thing Senku wasn't there because it would have messed it all up
He would have
with his
overthunk.
with his unluckiness. Uh, but they're able to test the pH of the soil because they make litmus paper, which I'm sure if you've ever been in a chemistry class, you have used it. Which
We
I
use
think
that
that would be interesting. We do not use it. We have a very fancy little thing that
one.
tells you the exact pH.
Ah, we have
Um,
itty bitty thin strips of it for we have a sanitizer for cleaning dishes off and to make sure that it's doing its job. If it looks like it's weak, you put in paper to see if it changes colors.
I love to use those things. So fun. And I was gonna say I think it'd be fun to try to make it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention when they were describing it,
You
but it didn't
crush
seem
up
like too
marigolds
hard.
or something.
Yeah.
But
Oh
I
yeah,
think
they
you
like
can
crush up a
also,
bunch of flowers and
yeah,
yeah.
I think there's another way to make it. My science teacher in high school said something about using like red cabbage.
Mm, interesting. We can look it up.
Yeah.
But in the end, um, Taiju wins at farming. He gets the hat, the straw hat. Um, and everybody's very happy for him. And then we get a bonus scene, an end credit scene. They're baking bread. Or Senku is baking bread, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is so exciting!" And he pulls it out, and it's just black. And
He
he
burns it
and
so bad.
he and Ryusui are like, "This is so gross." But then the village people who don't know any better are like, "This is amazing."
Because it still smells good and they
Um,
start eating it. And I guess like maybe that can be used isn't charcoal like you can clean your teeth with it? Like maybe there's an alternate purpose somewhere.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's basically charcoal at this point. Um
yep.
and Ukyo says something about like how he learned in boot camp there are people who would starve to death rather than eat something nasty like this. And Senku and Ryusui both agree that we need to revive a chef next.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do you think you would eat gross food to survive?
It depends what that food is.
So no.
Um, also, gross food can hurt rather than help. Like if you ate some of that charcoal bread that they made, it might mess with your stomach enough that you would die from diarrhea.
Okay, would you eat bugs to survive?
I was starving to death, but I'd have to be on the brink, I tell you.
Would you drink your own urine?
I'd have to be on
to
the brink.
I don't know if I would do that. Yeah, I might just starve to death.
I'll just die. Oh,
I always say like in a catastrophic event, I'm just see ya.
I'm
I'm
peacing
not,
out now.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not fighting. Zombie apocalypse. Bye.
We forgot to mention, since this is a new season, we got a new intro and outro.
Oh yeah.
So, the outro is Where Do We Go by what the Okamotos, I think. Um,
Let me see. I have my playlist open right now. I'd have to scroll back like so it's oh yeah, Where Do We Go by the Okamotos.
and then Wasure Gataki is the song title.
It's by Huey Ishizaki. What does that mean?
Wasure Gataki. Okay, I'm just gonna go to Google Translate. This is bad.
Do it, do it.
Gotta get better at Japanese. Forgetfulness,
Hmm, interesting.
yeah. I like it anyway, so I'll have to look up the translation of all the lyrics later. But for now, we got some manga notes. So we got the volume 11 artist and author notes. So Ritiro Inagaki says, I attended a bread making class where we got to knead our own dough and bake it ourselves. It was probably the tastiest bread I've ever had. Since I now have the ability to make bread at home, I'm already thinking about how much fun it'll be to think up my own special flavors for my Inagaki brand bread. It seems like a great hobby to have since you end up with a practical, edible product in the end. And Boichi says, I love thinking about Ishigami Village. The fact that it's been around for 3,700 years makes it the longest lasting civilization in history. I'm gradually trying to imbue the village and its people with that sense of history. I have a lot of respect for them. The ropes around their waists mark them as villagers, and even animals can become official members of the village if they wear a piece of rope. Red string is woven into those ropes to symbolize the person's role in the village. I believe Senku will receive his own rope someday. The image above is the gift of rope I've gotten from fans, and there's a picture. I don't think I'm worthy of that sort of love and respect, but I'll keep working hard. When I receive these gifts, it feels like we're all part of the same village. So sweet. I did notice that all the villagers had that, but I assumed it's just what they used for belts and headbands and nothing more.
Well, now you know.
Yep. And then another fun thing is out. A Mecha Senku Q&A. It says, Ryusui says that all women are beautiful, but does he have a specific type? I like them all. Yes, even you. Is there any type of woman Ryusui is not into? Nope. How many people has Ryusui dated in his life? Every woman is a unique creature with her own charms. The same goes for men. In that sense, there's really not a point to counting, right? Oh, Ryusui.
Except he's like how old when he gets revived?
21?
Yeah.
20? I don't know.
Wait, did they never say how old he is? Or have we never
Not,
looked it up?
uh,
I feel like we did at one point.
I did, but I have to go to the wiki. No spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. He's 20 when they first revive him.
All right.
All right, and I
Oh,
think that's
oh wait, I think I
all we
skipped missed it,
had.
but Senku did say get excited. I'm pretty
Oh, that's
sure
right.
he
Yes,
did
it's the first
one
episode
time.
of a new season. He has to. This is
Yeah.
exhilarating.
Yeah.
Get
I
excited.
just oops, forgot to write it down. All right, yeah, that is all we've got for this episode. So, Megan, what was your favorite line?
Mine came from Yuzuriha when they're talking about giving the crown to the Food King. Ah, yes, I see his game. Though I don't know if that's really gonna work on anyone. Actually, never mind. I can think of two people. And what about you, Meg?
Mine came from Senku when Ryusui was dreaming about all the different breads that they were gonna make, and Senku's like, "Who's making that? Because I'm betting it's not you. I'm making biscuits."
That made me laugh so much because I
I
just kept
know.
thinking of the Vine. Bethany, I made biscuits. And Senku is a pop culture nerd too, so I bet there's some correlation there.
Yep. What did we learn this episode?
Be thankful for what you have, but strive to make life better for yourself and those around you.
Hmm. And who pushed the story forward?
Kaiju for becoming the food king.
Hmm. He killed it at farming.
Yeah, without killing anything.
Yes. All right. That's all we've got. We made it to season 3.
Ooh.
So crazy. All right. We'll be back next week with another episode.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.